Hello everyone, Linda Israel here, and today I want to share with you how to make these really super cute altered paper clips that have a tiny pocket in them. It's a 2-inch piece of scrap papers that I've had and little embellishments that I put inside that I thought would be really cute as a paper clip for a junk journal. I shared back in July this idea, but I didn't have a tutorial, so I thought I would go ahead and do a tutorial today to show you how to make them. So I've got a pile of things here, and what I decided I wanted to use is I had a scrap of some sheet music. It's really dirty because this particular music came from a hymnal that was stuck in mud, and I kind of cleaned off all of the dirt, and I thought, well, it looks so cool because it's dirty. So what I'm going to do is I want this to be a little bit stronger but not super thick, so I'm going to glue this to this other piece of paper just for durability. That's the only reason why. And then I'm going to use my paper cutter and cut out 1.5 inch square. And I'll save these little pieces. I'll show you. I've got a little bin. It's a mushroom bin. And I just stick little pieces of paper in there. And then that way if I'm working on a project that just needs a little scrap, I just kind of grab one out of here. So next what I'm going to do is take some Distress ink in walnut stain with a blending tool, and I'm just going to go around the edges of this piece, just kind of giving it a little darker color and distressing. I'm just grabbing a scrap of paper because I'm going to stamp on this. So I've got some black ink, and then I have the straight stitch stamp from the Shabby Stitches stamp set that I carry in my shop. So it has like zigzag stitches and straight stitches in there. I'm just going to ink this up, and I'm going to stamp all the way around the outside edge of this, kind of giving it the appearance that it's been sewn upon. See the little stitches? So I'll just rotate it and keep doing that till all the sides have little stitch marks. I've got a piece of red paper that's a scrap, and then I have this little label punch that I picked up a long time ago. I think it's been about a year or so. It's an EK Success little label punch. But you could just cut a piece of paper into a square and round the corners if you want. Or maybe you have a different punch. So this is just an idea of how to use up these scraps of paper. So I'm just going to punch this out. And again, I'll save this little piece of paper because I might need it for something else later on down the road. And then I also used the same punch on this oversized postcard just because it's a little bit thicker and it would be a good backing piece for my altered paperclip. So I got all these pieces. Then I showed in another tutorial where I stamped onto a piece of paper and I had a leftover bit. So what I did was I cut it into a 1-inch piece, and then I think it's probably almost 2 inches long. And then I've also cut out from the Radiant Red digital download in my shop these images. And then I happen to have this little postcard that is a stamp that I had from a long time ago. I'm hoping that when I get my new piece of equipment that I will soon be making rubber stamps. So what I'm going to do is use my Distress ink and go around the edges of all these pieces using walnut stain. I've also got some black soot, so I'm just going to go around on the side that's going to possibly be seen from the front, and I'm just making it a dark edge. So when these pieces are stacked together, it blends better and you don't see the white in the paper. And then I have a little word that I plan to use, and so I'm going to go ahead and add Distress ink to the edges because it's printed on white paper. So let's kind of start putting this together. So for the front piece here, I'm going to make this a pocket. So I'm going to get the best glue ever with the no clog writing cap. This is the large one. And I like using it because it's a very fine, precise point. And I can get in here and put exactly the amount of glue that I need. So I'm just going to go right down the edge here. And then I'm going to make sure that I put my cap back in by putting the needle in. And then I'll kind of let this air dry for just a moment. I'll fan it. Doing that kind of keeps the glue from squishing out. If you can wait long enough for this to turn clear, it will stick even better. So I'm just going to take this piece and put it right in the center of my little punched square piece and press it into place. Take the paper clip and I'm going to put the big portion on the back and the smaller in the middle. And then I'm going to take my tacky glue and squeeze an amount right down in the center of the paper clip, around the edge of the paper clip, and then all the way around, so that when I put these together, it'll stick together really well. I'll make a little zigzags in there. Then making sure that I have this in the right direction, that the pocket's up here, I'm going to place this on top of the piece with the paper clip and press them together gently. And then what I find is best is if I lay it on a work surface face down and then press in between the back portion of the paper clip. It helps get the paper to adhere to itself. That portion, all right. I've got a little piece of eyelash trim or yarn. That's part of the Radiant Red Creative box. It's in that box. So I'm just going to lay it on here, kind of across the corner. And then I'm going to take the butterfly, or excuse me, moth image. I want to make sure I'm doing the right name. And I'm going to put some glue kind of on the back across the top here. I'm putting a generous amount so that it will attach to the fibers and this little altered paper clip. I'm going to kind of put it at a diagonal across the corner here. And sometimes what I'll do with that is I'll turn it over and then press from the back and hold it for a moment. You could also put something heavy on it to kind of hold it in place. So it's starting to come together. All right, and then I'll take the word and let's place that on here. So I'm just going to use the no clog writing cap with the Scrap Perfect glue. And let's put that right about there. And I'm going to add some sequins, so I'm going to use the same glue and just put little drops of glue where I want to place the sequins. Next, I've got my Embelly jelly. And so what it is this rubbery, sticky stuff. And I put a little piece on this stick that comes with the Embelly jelly. And I've got some little sequins here, but sometimes you're trying to pick up a sequin with your fingers and put it down. It's difficult to do. So if you use the Embelly jelly, you just kind of barely touch it to the sequin and then touch it to the glue. You can use the other end of the stick to kind of push things into place, and it makes it so much easier than trying to do it with my fingers. And then when you're done with the Embelly jelly, just put it back in the package. Mine has a hole in the side, so I just cheat. And it'll keep for a really long time. You'll be able to use this on a bunch of projects. All right, so let's fill the little pocket. I've got the scrap of red, so I'll stick that in the back. I have this little postcard that I stamped. I'll put that in here. And then I have this image from the Radiant Red kit, and I'll put that right there. And I just think it looks super cute. So let me show you the others again. What do you think? Aren't those pretty cute? Using a bunch of scraps and just another way to add an embellishment to your junk journal or put it in a greeting card to give to someone to use as a bookmark. You could take these little pieces out and they could use those as bookmarks in their book. I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up. Share it with your friends. Comment below. I am really close, I don't know by the time this video comes out, to having 10,000 subscribers, and I want you to stay tuned because I'm going to have some fabulous giveaways coming up really soon. So if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and help me push over the top of 10,000 subscribers, and be on the lookout for videos. Every Monday at 3:45 p.m. I do a live YouTube video right here, Central Standard Time. So make sure you're subscribed to get those notifications by hitting that bell at the top. Check out the description box for links for the products that I used today, my social media like Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, my Facebook groups, as well as my website. And again, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask, and I look forward to seeing you when I have my next video or event. Have a fabulous day. Lots of love to you. Bye.